Okay, so today we're going to go over the how to build your own DIY earthquake bar or wobble bar. What I have behind me is the one that I built. And this is made simply out of PVC parts. Okay, what this is just plain old PVC from the hardware store. Okay, what we have is a 2.5-inch diameter piece of plain old PVC. It's ASTM D2665, but you can use any plain old PVC Schedule 40 if you want to. Okay, now these are 2.5-inch inner diameter collars. Okay, that we slide so that when we put bands or this, for example, to hang our weights from, it doesn't move around a lot. Just slide off the end and it keeps them. So we have two of these on each side, two little collars. Now they are movable, so you can move them around. You don't have to glue them down. And then of course on the end we have a 2.5-inch inner diameter cap. Okay. Now what I did with this one is before I put the caps on, I actually filled this with expanding foam. Okay, you can find it at any hardware store. It's an expandable foam. You spray the foam in, and then you glue these caps on with PVC glue. Okay, and what it does is allows that foam to fill this. What it does for this, it actually gives it a little more bounce, and it also gives it a little more strength. Okay, you can use smaller diameter PVC, but you won't be able to load that PVC with as much weight as you can on the larger diameter. Okay, and with the larger diameter, of course, it works your grip because you're having to hold a 2.5-inch bar. So it actually is dual purpose. Okay. Now the point of a wobble bar or earthquake bar like this, or ones that you would buy online, because good luck finding one at a store, is the fact that this helps build and strengthen the stabilizer muscles in your arms when you do your bench press movement. Now you can use this for squat as well and for deadlift. Okay, this is multi-purpose. Okay, you don't really see many people doing this with squat or deadlift, but it's great because it improves your form, works your stabilizers very, very well. So when you do, for example, the bench press, it's making your lats work, it's making your traps, it's making your front delts, your rear delts, it's making everything work, as well as working your chest, but it's really working with the stabilizers. Okay, so this fits on the bar. It's a little longer. This one is actually 7 feet long. Okay, and what I do is I have these pins here, okay, that have a little attachment on the end, and they simply go onto the hook and they hang, and you put your weights on the ends of those. Okay, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Okay, you want to start with a small weight. You probably want to start with maybe a 25 or even a 10, just to get used to the feel of the earthquake bar, because when you pick it, as soon as you pick it up off the bar, this bar is going to start to wobble a lot. Okay, because it's going to do this. Okay, now you don't have to use something rigid like this strap that I have here. You can actually use elastic bands, and that actually increases the difficulty, because now the weight is bouncing up and down, not just swinging around. It actually will cause a bounce too, so it's actually causing more stress on the chest. So there's multiple ways to use this. Another way that you can do this as well also is to take a simple elastic band. This is just a Walmart elastic tube. Okay, and what you can do is I have a hook here attached into the wall. Okay, so what you would do is simply wrap that on there and wrap these back around, tie them off onto that hook. So now you see I have these rubber bands here. Okay, so when I go to do a bench press with this, I'll just show you what the rubber band does.
get underneath it exactly like you normally would, with your legs in the correct position, with your buttocks or your glutes tight, okay, and a small arch to your back. So you get your normal hand position, and you already feel resistance pulling you back. So when you pull the bar forward, your lats are working. So you're having to force the bar forward, okay, or away from your head. So you'll feel that added resistance, and you can upgrade the strength of the band. I actually have up to a 50-pound band, okay. So you can see how it's pulling. You can see my hands kind of wobbling a little bit, okay, but it gives you an added resistance that works your stabilizers, okay, and it forces your lats to get involved more heavily too. When you do a bench press, there is lat involvement. Granted, you feel most of the strain here in the pecs and in the front delts and even in the triceps, okay. But when you do it with that, it's going to engage your triceps even more into the movement, because when you're doing a proper bench press, that slight arch in your back, slight, not these guys who you could roll a bowling ball underneath to when they get into their bench press position, but a slight amount, because when you're in competition, your head and your butt have to be on the bench, okay. So that's mandatory in any powerlifting competition. So the less the arch, the better. Plus, when you get these guys who you could, like I said, roll a 15-pound bowling ball underneath them, their arch or their back, which is horrible for your back, okay. And it's not really a total chest bench press. It's more of like a decline bench press, because they're so arched so back. They're using mostly lower pec, and of course, lower pecs are very strong. Okay, that's probably the strongest portion of your chest. Okay, that's why you see a lot of power lifters and strongmen doing a lot of weighted dips. And in another video, we will go in proper form on how to do dips, because there's a couple of variations that you can do to work different parts of the body. The lower backs, pecs, the lats, the triceps. Okay, so and there's ways to adjust the body to put more focus on the triceps, and there's ways to make it work more of the lower pecs. Okay, and it's a great power builder. Okay, but anyways, back to the earthquake bar. This total cost from that, if you go to buy one of these online, pre-made, you're going to spend around $250. If you try to find one you use on eBay, first of all, good luck. I've never seen one on eBay. You'll never find one on Craigslist. But if you go to like Rogue Fitness or any of these equipment manufacturer sites or equipment sales sites, first of all, most of them don't carry earthquake bars, and two, they're massively expensive. Okay, so I built this with just the PVC part. I just bought the PVC. I already had the can of the expanding foam, which was, if you buy it, it's a couple bucks. I think it's like $3 at Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay, and the collars were, I think, $1 a piece, and the caps, I think, were like $1.25. This was a 8-foot piece of PVC, 2.5 outer diameter PVC. I cut it down to 7 feet. Okay, and I think I paid $650 for it. Maybe not even that much. So the build cost was nothing. It was around $10-12. Not much at all, because I had to buy the PVC cement. Okay, so but this is a great trainer to help build your bench press. Okay, if you're a power lifter or a strongman, this is a great piece of equipment to have. It's almost an essential tool to have, because as we get further and I start making more videos, you're going to see me using this. So if this is something that you want to build now, okay, and if you want more details on how to build this, go ahead and message me, and I can do a completely separate build. What I'll do is I'll just build another one, and I'll show you step by step how to make it. But it's pretty simple. As I said, these are 2.5-inch inner diameter collars, and that's it, 2.5-inch inner diameter caps. 2 of those on each side and 1 cap on each end. Okay,
and I fill this with expanding foam. That is not a necessity. You don't have to do that. I do that to give it a little more strength so I can add a little more weight. I've had 110 pounds on each bench, and they're going, well, that's our on each total on each side. So I had I had 45s on each end. I think 210s. I think on each end. So, because it won't handle a lot of, you're not going to put 300 pounds on this. It's not going to happen. This thing will snap right in half. Okay, the max you probably want to go, even with this size PVC, is probably stick around 100 pounds, stick around 60 pounds per side. Any more than that, and you run the risk of this snapping. Okay, because it is just PVC. Okay, and it's not really meant for that kind of strength, for that kind of flexural strength. Okay, but to me, it's an essential tool to have if you're serious about making bench press gains. Okay, you can do flat bench presses until you pass out, but if you're not strengthening your stabilizers and getting proper form, you're wasting your time. Okay, this is a very essential piece of equipment to have. Okay, having proper gear and being creative and being able to build things yourself is a must, because the weightlifting equipment industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they know that to have things, people want what they want, they're going to pay the money, okay, or they're just not going to have it. Okay, my keg that I have for my keg tosses didn't cost me a dime. Okay, I actually got it from a beer distributor, and it was damaged, but you can't really tell. It was just a valve damage, which meant nothing to me. So got a free keg. Okay, I've built a lot of my grip tools that I use besides my actual grippers, but a lot of my pinch grip tools I've built myself. I've built a lot of my own equipment, and as the videos, I make more videos, you'll see the items that I have built, and I'll do tutorials on how to make those as well. Okay, so this week we're going to focus, not just today, but other videos this week are going to focus on the bench and how to increase your bench. So this is for the power lifters, bodybuilders, CrossFit, but people really wanting to make super gains in their bench press. Okay, but this is the basic setup that you will need for your earthquake bar. This is a great piece of equipment to have. Once you use it for about a month, you'll see what I mean. You'll feel the difference. Your bench press will get stronger, your stabilizers will get stronger, and you'll find that you have more control over the bar when you get back to your regular bar. Okay, and you can incorporate this into your regular bench press routine at the end. Once you've done your heavy lifting or your 5x5s, whatever, this is like the last thing you're going to do. Okay, so it's an essential part of a good bench press routine. Okay, now when I do my bench presses with the wobble bar or the earthquake bar, I'll do between 3 and 5 sets. That's all you really want to do. Okay, and if it's working the way it's supposed to, you'll feel pumps in your forearms, pumps in your upper arms, in your lats, in your chest, in your core. You'll feel pumps throughout, and you'll feel that strength in your wrist as well, because your wrists are trying to go too. So you'll feel that difference. Okay, so this is a very worthy investment to build yourself. To buy one, like I said, is very expensive, and a lot of times they're made out of bamboo, actually. So, and then they're filled, I think, with some kind of resin. I'm not really positive what the real one is. I've always had this kind. Okay, I also make a lot of strongman equipment. I make things like Husafell stones. I've actually ordered some Atlas stone molds. I'm going to start making those again. Okay, the Husafell stone, you don't see it in every strongman event, but you see it from time to time. It's a classic lift that's about total body strength and stamina. Okay, because powerlifting, when you go to an event and you do the big three, you get on the platform and you start with your your squats, then you go to the bench press, then you go to the deadlift. Okay, you have time in between each. You make an attempt of three attempts per lift. Okay, so if you're on the second flight and you're number 15 in line, there's going to be some time in between you get to that second lift for any one of those. So it doesn't take a lot of stamina. This just takes single bursts of power versus strongman that takes stamina. You need stamina to be able to do a truck pull. You need stamina to be able to do a farmer's walk. You need stamina to be able to do the keg toss because you're flinging more than one. Okay, it takes stamina to do the Atlas stones. All those things take a lot of muscle stamina and cardiovascular strength. Okay, so it's a completely different set of rules. Okay, now can you do both? Yes, you can. I'm a dual sports. I'm actually a triple sports athlete. Okay, I do powerlifting, strongman, and grip contests. So I can manage to do all three. Now I don't lift for aesthetics, but I do know how to train people for aesthetics. I train for complete total body strength. Every part of my body to be at peak strength levels, but be healthy as well. Okay, so as time goes on and I make more videos, we'll be going further into that. And if anybody has suggestions for a particular body part that they want to strengthen, feel free to leave me a message and I can make a video just for that. Now I know right now my videos are a little rudimentary and they're a little dark as far as the lighting, but as time goes on, those things will improve. I'm working on getting a better quality camera, getting some better lighting, things like that. So things will get better. Again, you can check out my Instagram at Rumble, RUMBLE _SMURF, Rumble Smurf with the underscore in the middle. That's my Instagram username. I've got over 2,700 videos on there, and now I'm starting to a YouTube channel where I can make longer videos and explain things a little more in depth. Okay, so today we covered the earthquake bar. If you want to go on YouTube and look at people using the earthquake bar and see how difficult it really is to use and see how light of weights they are. Some people just attach kettlebells to each side. That's a great way to do it too. I just happen to have these pins and it works for me. So, but how you get them on there is completely up to you. Okay, just make sure you start at a low weight if you've never used one of these before, because it will wobble a lot, especially as soon as you come off the bar or come off the stand. It's going to be really wobbly. Okay, and it's not about how fast you go. It's about taking your time and doing proper form and trying to keep control of that bar. So do slow repetitions, not super slow, but just, you know, a little slower than you would a normal bench press. And you will feel that this thing will shake. And when we do, or when I do a video for you of my actual bench routine, you will see me using this with weight, and you will see how much this thing shakes, especially when you add in things like this. Okay, when you add these bands in. Okay, you can put those bands anywhere. You can put them here. You can have bands pulling the opposite direction. Okay, I mean, you can make it hit a variety of angles. Okay, so it really does build the stabilizers for, you know, you're trying to keep that perfect form as you're doing it. So it's forcing you to work extra hard to keep good form. Okay, so it's building strength, and that's the whole point of this. Okay, and yeah, like I said, about $10 to $12 to build, and will last you a long time. I've never had one of these break on me that I've ever built, and they are an essential. They're cheap. They're easy to store. You stick them in the corner, boom, you're done. Okay, so if you want any more further details on this, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to let you give some information. But this I'm going to show you up close. Like I said, this is just PVC. It's all it is. There's the end caps. You know, I'm using actually my Iron Mind Eagle loops, but that's just a pin right there. It hangs down. Okay, and then we have, of course, the bands here attached to a hook here on the wall, and that gives us our resistance. Okay, so it's a worthy investment to have Give it a shot. Let me know what you think of it. If you build one, shoot me a line and let me see a video of it.